Yeah.
it just ain't landing for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't either. You can choose to keep it, subjecting yourself to that,
Oh yeah.
or you can be like, you know what, I'm gonna check on you from afar.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? And we just gonna do that.
That's it. I don't have a problem like letting the person go. I figured out my guilt is because 9 times out of 10 there's a mutual friend. Kind of like I just mentioned a name and Nicole instantly went. So now they feel let down and they're like, oh, let me try to fix it. And then I find myself checking Nicole, for example, checking you saying, please stop asking me about that person. That season is over. If you want to be friends with them, go ahead. Instead of always, and then now it's like, Cherie's always the one falling out with somebody. Probably because I have the most standards like about myself. I'm very careful about who has access to me. And once you get it and you don't appreciate it, I'm quick to cut you off. But then I think my guilt comes in with the people, the surrounding, the mutual friends. Now they're looking at me like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm about to be her because, but that's where I got soft in feeling that.
But you know what? You have to take ownership for who you are.
Yeah,
in any space, any relationship. So I get it because I'm that girl too. I'm the friend where everybody like, well, Margot, honey. She'll go ahead and cut you off. And I will.
They gave me that theme song. It ain't nothing to cut up.
Yeah,
they gave it to me.
It ain't. But the thing is that is growth. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what you got to think of is that every time that I've had to transition into like a new space, right? As I'm elevating, I'm growing as a woman, I'm growing in business. It's a different level of people. Now, I'm not saying every level I change my whole friend group because I have some girlfriends that's been 20 plus years in with me. Yeah. However, sometimes when you're elevating, you have to shed some things. Yeah. So what you was doing last year with your girlfriend and what you doing in 2025, you've grown, you've elevated, your mindset is different. So what I have to categorize it is with understanding that everybody's not here for a lifetime.
Oh, absolutely.
You were here for this season. The season is up.
Yep.
And you have to be okay with recognizing when the season is up. Yep. You have to be okay with being okay with like ending that relationship. And what Pam was saying, it's not like you have to cut people off and say, hey, I don't never want to talk to you no more. Right. I don't never want to speak to you anymore. I just don't want you in my personal space anymore. However, if I see you around, out and about, I'll speak. We can be cordial, but that's just what it is. So for me, I take pride in it. Yeah. When I'm in a position where God shows me that my time is up, and not only do I take pride in it, I learn the lesson.
Yeah, you learned the lesson. Yes, they needed the love and I needed the lesson.
In this next space, when I start seeing certain characteristics, I need to understand this ain't the stop for me. Yep. You're a wonderful person. I think you're a beautiful person, but you just not at my table.
Yeah. Go on and eat somewhere else.
That's it.
And I think I've been like, have you guys felt like, well, I guess Margot probably can definitely relate, the strong friend. So in this season, just recently this year, as I close out, not even say close out, I guess I'm closing out this season, literally being the strong friend, never ever vocalizing how I feel. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm vocalizing it in the last 6 months, it's coming across as like, it's an issue, but I've been the strong friend, and now it's like, I don't have to be the strong friend all the time.
Correct.
Like I am allowed to feel like you hurt me. That was shady. I didn't like what you said. That was wrong. I'm allowed to feel that and be honest. And so now I'm being more vulnerable with that. And a few members of my family have actually said, like, we've never seen you this vulnerable where you are. Like, you're sharing a lot. And I'm like, because I've grown.
Right.
This is my growth spurt.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that.
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed that I have the soft feelings for the people that I'm disconnecting with. At the same time, I'm still recognizing that I feel guilty that I'm about to end this friendship. And the person who wants to fix it, I'm probably going to end that one too. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit that that's how I feel. So that's...
I just want to say in that regard, because I feel like we haven't known each other for 10 years. It's been a few years, but it feels like forever.
Right.
I have no judgment with that because you have to do what's best for you. Absolutely. At the end of the day. Yeah. I wouldn't bring up any names, but I know your heart. Yeah. I've seen you've been there for me, in my time of need, when I needed someone to speak to and talk to and whatnot. And so, my loyalty at a point, it lies with you because that's who I've known. You know what I'm saying? So I do hate to hear that because I feel like the friendship from what I see was very pure and real. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't drain me.
That part. And I've been there.
drain me.
I was being drained, and I kept excusing I was being drained. My husband, my daughter, other friends would say, like, she is just draining you. And I'm like, oh, you just gotta love her for who she is. But no, she was draining me, and so it needed to end. And I ended Q3, so Q4 is to be the last quarter. You were there too. The girlfriend shower that I do every year, had to do that. That was my obedience, to recognize my friends while they're alive, while they can breathe. And so my gifts, my small gifts, and the time that I put into that was from my heart, you know? And so here we go. I said I was going to end it this year, so this is the last Q4. I'm going to end it. I know y'all gave me all these ideas. Don't end it. And you're right. I don't have to end it. It's just going to become more intimate. God has shown me exactly who I need in this season as I go forward. And so Q4 is amazing.